So in step one, we're gonna talk about what is drop servicing, how it works. Step number two, we're gonna talk about building your agency brand. Step number three, creating your LLC and LTD. Step number four, opening up your bank accounts. Step number five, picking up your niche. This is gonna be a huge one. I'm gonna give you a massive master list of niches with literally hundreds of different niches where you can start your agency. Step number six, creating your offer. This is absolutely going to be huge. I'm going to give you the best strategies for creating offers that actually people are looking to buy. And step number seven is going to be about setting up your tech stack. So all the tools that I use and also top agency owners are using at the moment. If you actually want to see real results, to convince you that you gotta watch this entire video, if you actually want to make money by starting your drop servicing, video editing, graphic design, web design, SEO, cybersecurity, AI, whatever the service you want to drop service, this will definitely convince you. So on my group, I've got a client wins tab, and as you can see, there's so many people talking about the clients that they got, the results that they got by watching my videos, implementing my strategies, and actually starting to get clients and make money. Look at this guy, Ahmed, $2,250. Let's go, secure the bag. Man, look at this. So many people are talking about getting clients. So if you want to be the next, join my school group and let's get started with this video. By the way, I was inspired to make this video by this guy, Joel Kaplan. So shout out to him. I took some of the concepts from his video. So drop servicing is, in the simplest form, reselling other people's services at a profit. So let's just quickly talk about it in just a couple of minutes, and we're gonna move on to the more advanced stuff. So let's just imagine that you want to sell a simple website somewhere in California, in New York, in Western Europe, Germany, France, whatever, anywhere where there could be an arbitrage to sell a website from an Asian country, Bangladesh, India, Indonesia, countries like that, Africa as well, sell it from those countries, from those suppliers into Western markets. Now that you understand what is drop servicing and that we're simply reselling other people's services, we're gonna start talking about the next really important part, which is also super relevant for this video. We're gonna talk about, of course, how to start a drop servicing agency. Okay, so simple drop servicing is when you resell it, for example, simple YouTube thumbnails, you resell it to YouTube channels, you make 15, 20 bucks a pop. So if you sell 20 of these thumbnails a month, you can make a few $100, okay? That would be considered that you're an individual, basically doing drop servicing and earning some money on the side, like a side hustle, making a few $100. You can do that, and a lot of people are starting like this on here. As you can see, a lot of people are basically reselling thumbnails and making, YouTube shorts as well, $15 there, $15 there. So people are securing back and earning money by reselling thumbnails. This is a very good entry niche. But the difference between individual doing this on its own and an agency model is that an agency looks like an agency. There is this saying, if it looks like a duck, if it sounds like a duck, it is a duck. So if you want to basically be a drop servicing marketing agency, right, you gotta look like an agency, okay? So you gotta have a website. So if you click on this link, I'm gonna have all of this stuff in the description. I'll post it probably 1 or 2 days later after posting the video, so you guys don't just jump into this. I want you guys to actually watch the video to understand the concepts. Otherwise, you're always asking questions and you don't understand because you missed a lot of the juice. All of the things that I'm going to say in this video are super important. So this is roughly how you want your agency website to look like. So what you can do, right, is you can sell ads management, just social media marketing stuff. SEO is quite advanced, so I would stay away from that for now. And web design. There could be also graphic design as well in there. This is super common. Now, this is roughly how agencies' websites usually look like. Okay, it's gotta look like an agency. there's got to be a phone number that people can call, okay? Because if you're doing it as an individual, chances are you're not going to have a website. You're going to have your portfolio on Instagram, maybe on YouTube, maybe you're going to have your portfolio on Behance and stuff like this, right? You're not even going to have a phone number. But here you have an email that you actually have to reply to very fast. You want to collect people's emails. You want to, create a website that has phone numbers. It has descriptions about what the hell you're actually offering. Also, you want to integrate Calendly. We're going to talk about it as well in this video, where people can also book a call. This is also utilizing Calendly. So this is roughly how you want your agency to look like. So whatever the services that you're offering, you also want to create pages for those services so people can actually have a look at this. And if you watch my videos on a regular basis, you know that I never want you guys to put pricing on your website. It is really bad idea. We're selling services, right? We want to ask for the budget of the client first. Maybe the client has a budget of 10K for a website. Let us charge him 10K. Why are we quoting 2K for a simple website if the client has 5K budget? Why the heck would we do that? So we do not want to put any pricing any time on a website. So now that you understand what is the difference between you doing drop servicing as an individual, working with a few $100 a month versus the agency model where we're really looking to attract clients, we're going to spend 3K, 4K, 5K, 10K, 20K a month, okay? Or maybe it could be a one-off project, okay? It could be a subscription. It doesn't matter, okay? If you want to learn about how to create drop servicing agencies with subscription, I invite you to watch my previous video as well after you watch this one. But the next important part is, the next step is for you to, of course, find suppliers, okay? So once you actually create a website like that and decide the service that you're actually going to be offering. So it could be a lot of different services. Typically, I say that ideally, you can have all of this stuff on your website, but I would really focus on just one service to start with. So you can have all this stuff on here, but when it comes to marketing, I would probably just market one service. So if you want to go, for example, to web design and offer web design service, what you have to do is go on this link and create a Fiverr account. Okay, so on this link, you can, as I said, go on Fiverr and research a lot of the people who are creating web designs. You want to find people who have a bunch of reviews, okay, and who also have very good ratings as well. So not just a lot of reviews, but also very good reviews. Focus on people who have at least 4.9 stars and ideally close to 1,000 feedbacks if we're talking about web design, okay? People who have like 30 reviews, it just, it's not sustainable. Like, you don't know if they deliver something 30 times really well, that they will deliver really well 31st time. It's much better to go for something like this who has over 1,000 reviews, okay? Also, a good metric as well is to see orders in the queue. For some reason, this guy has a lot of feedbacks, very good feedback score, but just one order. That's not necessarily a good thing. Let's look at this one. Now let's look at how many orders this guy. This guy has 9 times more orders, 5-star reviews. Okay, this is absolutely crazy, right? One-page website, $295. Free-page website, $495. So a bit more expensive. Well, usually you can really research all of this page and find a lot of different suppliers, and maybe you're gonna find somebody at around 200, 300 mark that will have a full-blown website. Also, there's a bunch of other niches that you can offer. Like I said, digital marketing, video editing, animations. You can create websites for Shopify, for e-commerce. You can create business cards, logos, and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of different things when it comes to graphic design. Step number 2, building your agency brand. This part is super important because branding of your agency, logos, websites, and stuff like that is super important. You don't want to create something that is silly and that doesn't sound good or is completely irrelevant to digital marketing. So go to a tool called ChatGPT. If you never used it before, it's a very good tool that a lot of people are now using in digital marketing. It basically is just an AI tool for copywriting that is super valuable for creating different texts. And type something like this: create me 20 different online marketing agency brand names. As you can see, I didn't write drop servicing agency names because drop servicing is just a fulfillment method, but in a sense, we're actually starting a digital marketing agency. And these are a lot of different names that you can essentially consider. And every time you write something like this, it's going to give you different results. Sparkwave Media sounds pretty good. You don't want to have something that is very long though, okay? So for example, Blue Peak Marketing sounds quite cool. And also something like this might actually have a domain name that is not taken. So let's actually try this, okay? So the next part is assuming that we choose this name, Blue Peak Marketing, okay? So next part is to think about, okay, is a domain name like that, preferably with a .com, is actually available? So in this template, I'm gonna show you where you can actually check domain names. So as soon as you got your name from ChatGPT, what you want to do is you want to go on this website, okay, domain search, right? You want to put this on there, type in .com and let's search. Let's see if this is actually available. Okay, so this domain name is actually taken. As you can see, we cannot go for this. So you see, my judgment was quite good. Somebody is actually, interested in this name. Okay, let's quickly look at something slightly different. Catalyst Connect, Streamline Spark, Trend Hive Digital. This sounds quite good. Engage Lab Media. That sounds good. Okay, let's try this one. Maybe this one will actually be available. If not, we can look at some other options as well. Engage Lab Media. This is actually completely free. I could buy it right now and secure this domain name. It is on the longer side, but this is the process that you would go through. So you want to go through ChatGPT. You can even ask it to generate you 100 names. Okay, you can write it. Please make these names shorter. For example, please make these names shorter. And it will give you like some different lists as well. Bear in mind, the shorter they are, the less likely they are to have an empty domain name. Now, the next part is once you have your domain name, okay, at least once you have an idea of the domain name that you want to buy, don't buy it just yet, because one of the website builders that I'm going to recommend for you to actually create your agency website is Wix.com. Okay. On this website, Wix.com, you can basically create your website super simple, okay? So it's just a drag and drop thing. They also have an AI feature as well, but I don't really recommend using that. I recommend you just choosing a template, okay, and then basically creating a website from scratch by customizing the template. Is really not hard. And if you struggle with that, you can simply go back to Fiverr and order one of these people who can make you a Wix website based on your account, or they can create it on their account and give you the logins, and then you can change the password afterwards. So if you don't want to mess around with Wix at all, you can just find people on here. Just literally type Wix web design, right? And you can find people who will do it for you, so you don't have to even lift a finger. Of course, you're gonna have to spend $100 or so for that. So that's the option that I really recommend, using Wix. Okay, this is the simplest option in my view. Next option is Squarespace.com. Okay, Squarespace is also super popular. A lot of people are using it. It's got a bunch of templates as well. And essentially what you can do is you can pick a niche. In our case, we're in kind of design / marketing area, right? So if you follow all this guide, it's gonna give you a template that you can use. Now, the next really important part is basically that there is option for completely free website using Weebly, okay? It's not the best option, honestly, because if you're using the free website, it's gonna have the watermarks and stuff like that. But if you wanna play around with it without paying any money, whatever, if you just wanna, just create a free website, maybe see how it's gonna look like, maybe do some tests, you can actually get a completely free website. The next part is, once you create your website, you're gonna have to have a concrete exact logo for your agency. So assuming that we actually went for this name, Engage Lab Media, right? You basically want to create a logo for this brand. So what you want to do is you want to click on this link, right? And you're going to go on canva.com. If you never used Canva, Canva is basically a simple design builder that allows you to create logos and other graphic design things. So what you can essentially do is you can find a lot of different templates that you can just modify and create your logo. So let's, for example, modify this logo. As you can see, this one is a paid template. One of the things that you want to do once you arrive on Canva as well, if you don't have a paid subscription, you want to click on filters. Okay, scroll down to the bottom, you click free and click apply. So this is a pro tip that will save you a lot of time. Now, if we go here and try to find something that would look like an online agency, let's just see. So Engage Lab Media, we have 3 words. Maybe something Engage Lab Media. Let's look at this one, customize this template. So I wanted to show you how easy it is to actually create your logo. So let's do that. Engage Lab, right? We do that. Engage Lab, and then we write media here. Done. We've got our agency logo. It's all done. It's literally done. I kind of want to make this a bit bigger though, so it looks better. Yeah, that's it. It's literally done. All you gotta do is click share, and you can download this logo. That's it. That's it, brother. You've got your logo. Of course, you can modify your name because your name is going to be different, right? The next part is I showed you how to do a domain search on GoDaddy, but once you actually want to buy a domain name, right? If you're going to host it yourself, right? You may want to just buy the domain name separately. You can do that on GoDaddy, okay? This is the preferred site that I use. A lot of people hate GoDaddy, but to be honest, it's pretty much the biggest domain registration website on the planet Earth. So, you know, I personally use it when I need to register something. But if you're actually gonna use Wix or Squarespace, you can just buy the domain name on Wix itself and hosting as well. You don't have to deal with hostings and stuff like that. Now, the next super valuable part, if you're starting any kind of an agency, is you're gonna probably need some stock footage, photos, videos, and stuff like that. So option number 1 is pixabay.com. Okay, on this website, let's just say you need some pictures to do with online marketing agencies and stuff like that to put on your website. Here, you can basically get it completely for free without any copyrights, without royalties and stuff like that. All of this stuff you can just use on your website. So if you want to put something like, for example, office. So let's just say you're creating your website and you want to put some pictures of people working in an office and things like that. You can find it here. There's literally hundreds of thousands of images. Now the next option is called Pexels. This website is absolutely amazing for videos. Have a look at this. Yes, it has photos as well, but let's type in office on here and search. Let's look at this. This is absolutely incredible. Like these are videos that you can literally take and use completely free, royalty free. Let's have a look at this. These are insane quality videos for no cost. This is absolutely insane. This video I've actually used in one of my previous projects. This is amazing, right? So this is absolutely so much value. You know, if you never heard about these 2 websites, drop a like right now. And also for all of the value that I'm giving to you anyway, drop a like right now and drop a comment what you learned, something new. You know, what was helpful so far in this video. Moving on to step number 3, which is creating your LLC/LTD. If you're not aware of what these terms actually mean, LLC is basically a limited liability company, mostly used in the US, and LTD is a limited liability company, mostly used in the UK and Europe. There's also other structures, but these are the most common things that people are typically using. Does it mean that if you want to start drop servicing, you must create an LLC or an LTD? Not necessarily. For example, when I started doing drop servicing myself, I started with an alternative structure called self-employment or sole proprietorship in the US. All it basically means is that I'm doing everything in my name. Downside is I'm not protected legally. So if I do something stupid, I get into some issues, I can get in trouble in my personal name. When you create an LLC or an LTD, it's a separate entity. It's a separate business from your name. Your debts and company's debts are not connected in any way, as well as your money as well. Things like that are super important. So I'm not providing any financial, accounting, or investing advice in this video. So consult with your CPA, accountant, lawyers, whatever you need to do before doing this. Step number 4, opening up bank accounts. Again, I'm not suggesting any of these providers are the best in the world and you should just sign up to these bank accounts, because I'm not providing any financial advice, but I'm just giving you raw information, what people are typically using to start agencies around the world. Okay, so because I hang out with a lot of people around the world and I can tell you what they're using. So if you reside in Europe, you want to be using Wise. Okay, a lot of countries around the world also have this account. I actually use this for my agencies. Now, if you want to get a US specific bank account, you might want to consider this one, which is Mercury, Mercury.com. And as you can see, this is a powerful startup-y agency suitable business bank account. Okay, so you apply online, you don't have to go into like any branches or things like that. It's super simple application, and a lot of people in the startup world, in the agency world, are using this. It's not to say that you don't want to go for your traditional Chase and other accounts. If you can get that, that's really good. And finally, if you want to look for a global option, there's Revolut. Revolut is pretty much the most well-known startup-related bank, where people are basically who are looking to start a startup, an agency, and stuff like this, usually are looking into Revolut as one of the first few options. Okay, Revolut doesn't work in every single country in the world, but is a pretty global platform, and it works in a lot of countries. Now, step number 5, picking your niche. In this section, guys, I'm gonna give you so much value that you're gonna be literally blown away. I'm gonna not only talk about how to choose your niche and what are some of the most common niches, but also I'm gonna give you a huge list of niches, literally hundreds and hundreds of different niches. I'm gonna link this a couple of days after posting this video. Under the comments and in the description, you're gonna have this document with this master niche list. There's literally 50 or so pages of different niches that you can choose. So much inspiration, so much value from that list. First of all, guys, when it comes to picking your niche for your drop servicing digital marketing agency, is most niches are competitive. Bro, it's just a myth. Honestly, if you find YouTubers on the platform who are telling you, you know what, there is no competition in this niche. You know what? If you choose this niche, you're gonna succeed. Bro, this is all mostly BS. Most niches that actually have clients, demand, they're competitive. It's just the reality. So it's not to say that they're bad, but they're most of the time they will be competitive. Okay? Can the niche be better or worse? Of course, it can be. And that's why I'm giving you a huge list of niches. So you can literally just go and scroll down 57 pages worth of different businesses, different small businesses. As you can see, it's just insane amount of niches that you can, that'll give you so many ideas. One of the most common niches are content creators, real estate agents, realtors, lawyers, different kind of clinics, chiropractors, dental clinics, etc., construction, plumbers, electricians. These are pretty much the most common niches that people are going for around the world, starting agencies. most commonly they're going for these kind of niches. It's not to say that these are the best, okay, because these are super, super common. Content creators is a niche where I made a lot of money. I worked also with real estate agents as well. So, I've got experience in some of these niches myself. Next, what is really important when considering which niche to pick? Because the selection is huge, as I showed you in this list. There's massive amount of niches on there, right? Ideally, you have some sort of competitive advantage. If you're starting in some niche, ideally, you either have competitive advantage. For example, somebody who works in that industry and you can ask a few questions. Maybe you can phone them up or write them a message or whatever and ask something about that industry, learn about that industry. Maybe you studied something about that industry. Maybe you tried doing something in that industry. For example, you want to go for web design, making websites. Maybe you tried making websites on your own, even if you're going to use suppliers to create these websites, but maybe you understand how to create websites yourself. So another important part is maybe you have some knowledge, that will help a lot, or at least interest in that niche. This is absolutely going to skyrocket your chance of success. Because, if you start working in a particular niche that you have no interest in, no passion, no knowledge, and you just chose it because a lot of people are saying it's cool. For example, you go for clinics, right? And you just go on and literally, bombard different, dental clinics or chiropractors or plastic surgery clinics and stuff like that with different offers for their ads, for running their socials, creating a website, creating funnels for them, whatever the case may be. But if you absolutely have no interest in that industry, you have no idea how that industry works, chances are you're not going to succeed. It's much better to go for less popular niche where you actually have interest. Step number 6, creating your offer. Again, bro, this section is incredibly important. So listen carefully, because this can make you a huge amount of money, exactly like people are making in my community. So if you listen to what I say, if you apply this knowledge, you're gonna start making money. So what are the most common methods that people are essentially using to create offers? When I started my drop servicing journey several years ago, you can watch some of the earliest videos on my channel, and you're gonna find out that I actually started with video editing and later moved on to web development, ads, and stuff like this. When I started with video editing, I was thinking, bro, if I can only offer video editing at a low price, I'll for sure get clients. That's what happened. Initially I was offering video editing at a low price and I got clients. So a lot of people are starting in this way. There's nothing wrong with that. When you're starting out, sometimes you just want to get your feet wet. You really want to just get some clients, just get some client work, build up the portfolio, build up the confidence, and really just get your agency going, get some money back. That's absolutely fine. But after some time, once you get your feet wet, you actually want to move into something that is a little bit more sustainable. For example, right now, I'm actually moving the other way. I'm moving away from a low price offer. What I want to do, right, is I want to actually charge as much as I can and work with very few clients. That's my strategy in the last couple of years. I might only get a few clients a month, but if all of them are paying me a few K, then I'll make a lot of money. That's my strategy and it's working really well for me. So that is when you offer performance. A lot of the time, people will approach me with offers as well, and a lot of agency owners do this. They say, you know what, I will help you to get more leads for your business. For example, I will get you, for example, 20 leads in the next 14 days, and it's gonna cost you $5,000 a month, $2,000 a month, whatever the case may be. So they're essentially telling me that there is a performance-based target, and they only gonna get paid if a certain result will happen. So pay per result. Okay, a lot of people are using this thing. Now, guaranteed results, this is a slightly different approach. Usually, this is something slightly different. this is where the agency owner will basically ask for the money up front. So he'll say, look, I'll give you 30 appointments in 30 days, right? But you have to pay me 3 grand right now. So I'm guaranteeing that I'm gonna give you 30 appointments in 30 days, but you have to pay the money up front. And if it doesn't happen, then usually you can negotiate a refund, maybe a partial or a full refund. But of course, most of the agency owners will tell you, bro, what can I do for you? How can I resolve this? Can I work for another month for free? Whatever the case may be. People are usually trying to get out of, refunding you because they already put in some work, right? Super common. In the performance-based stuff, usually you pay after the result. In the guaranteed results strategy, usually you pay advance as a client and then you get the result. If you don't get the result, then you ask for a refund or whatever the case may be. Now, the next strategy is guarantee to beat existing metrics. That can be visitors to the website. That can be views on someone's socials, on someone's stories, on someone's shorts, videos, TikTok videos, etc., etc. It could be getting leads, etc., etc. So you're essentially beating. You're saying that, look, how many views are getting right now? If you're getting 1,000 views on the videos right now, what if I can give you 5,000 views per each video? And I will only ask you to pay me 2 grand a month. And you, of course, work with that business to optimize titles, descriptions, video editing, ideation, etc., etc. So this is also a very common strategy. And finally, very, very important thing, you can apply this in all these strategies, is to provide a free sample. So it's not always possible. For example, if somebody wants to create an e-commerce website, like how are you actually going to create them a sample e-commerce website? That's not realistic, right? But if you're creating videos with drop servicing, if you're creating images or graphic design, maybe even landing pages, you could create like a limited landing page. If you're running ads and stuff like this, you could do a 1 day or some impression-based trial. For example, 1 day trial, we're gonna bring you a lot of leads, and stuff like this. So essentially a free sample or a short, very, very short trial, just so you can get the client in the door. And finally, step number 7, setting up your tech stack. First things first, please do not use your personal email, be it Gmail, Outlook, Hotmail, whatever the case may be, for email marketing, for agency work. Do not do that, because if you do mass mailing, right, essentially what can happen is it can get suspended because you're not using it as a personal email. So what you want to do is you want to create a free Gmail account, only which you're going to use for your agency work. And if you want to get a professional email, the best place to get it is Google Workspace. Okay, you can get a professional email and domain name for $6 per month. Of course, if you go for Wix and if you go for Squarespace, you can already get that as well. But for doing mass emailing, right, you essentially gonna need to get more emails anyway. You do not want to use your main domain name email for mass marketing. It's not a good idea because it essentially can get flagged and it can start going into spam. All of these emails that you're going to use for email marketing, be it free or paid, they will have a shelf life. Honestly, once you start emailing thousands of people, it can get suspended pretty quickly. The next part is when it comes to payments, you want to set up Stripe. Okay, this is where you're going to accept card payments from your clients in the US or around the world. Okay, and of course, you want to set up PayPal as well. PayPal is very, very, very important because a lot of people around the world are using PayPal. They're not aware of Stripe, and it sounds like everybody knows Stripe, but realistically, a lot more people know PayPal than Stripe, and some people are just more willing to pay using PayPal. There's also, of course, other things like Cash App and stuff like this in the US. So if you want to set that up as well. The next thing for doing client calls, I personally use Google Meet. I prefer it over Zoom because there is no need to install any softwares, and it's super simple to send an invitation to your clients. All you gotta do is you gotta have a Google account. It's completely free. All you gotta do is you gotta click new meeting, start an instant meeting, or you can schedule in your Google Calendar, or you can create a meeting link for later and send it to your clients. The next thing is, if you're gonna be doing cold calling, whether you personally or you're gonna hire people on commission only basis, as I advise you to do, you can basically use this platform for doing cold calls, for getting phone numbers and stuff like that. So as you can see, you can get dedicated phone numbers for cold calling, messaging, and stuff like that. So open phone is what you want to do. Now, next part is if you actually want to schedule calls ahead, of course you can use Google Calendar, but most people are using Calendly. So I was showing you a few of websites before in this video, and over there people were using Calendly. So for example here, yeah, this is how Calendly looks like integrated into a website. So as you can see, if you book this, you can essentially click on any of these time slots and the call will be for 15 minutes. You have to turn up at that time. Okay, so that's how Calendly works. And finally, the best tool for using email marketing is called Instantly AI. Mass email marketing is not easy, brother. I tell you that. If you've ever been in, online marketing, you know one thing. If you send 100,000 emails with MailChimp that are completely cold, your account can get suspended pretty quickly. The same goes for most of the other email marketing softwares. But Instantly, in my experience, is literally the best software that you can use because it has a warm-up function built into the platform. Also, this tool was built by people who essentially optimized for cold outreach. Okay, so this is essentially what the tool was built for. It's not for collecting emails and then email. It's more for like cold outreach. Okay, of course, it doesn't mean that you can literally just start spamming people. No, but if you find decent leads that are potentially interested in what you got to offer, right, then you upload it onto Instantly, right, and you start sending emails. You shouldn't have any problems, unlike with a lot of other providers where you have to really show them where you got this data from. If you send too many emails, they start questioning you, they start suspending you and stuff like that. The other thing you might also want to check out is Lemlist as well. Instantly is the best in my opinion, but a lot of people are also using Lemlist as well. By following this exact 7-step framework, you should be able to easily start your own drop servicing digital marketing agency. But if you still need help, and if you want to consult directly with me, who's been doing drop servicing for over 5 years, I actually got a mentorship program where I teach you step-by-step, one-on-one over video calls, how you can start your drop servicing agency, how to get high-ticket clients, what to focus on, the mistakes you have to avoid, how to outreach to clients, what are the best niches that are working right now. Over the last year, I mentored dozens and dozens of people from all around the world, from the US, UK, Germany, Portugal, New Zealand, Singapore, Malaysia, India, United Arab Emirates, etc., etc. The list goes on and on. If you want to be the next, you can apply using this email below. Thanks for watching this video. Drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.